What's going on, everybody? Oh, sniggle craps. We got quite a things to go through here, gang. Let's just get the elephant out of the room here. Jay beat me. He beats me almost every year. I'm not going to look up what our record is against each other. Jay, if you want to go back through the league history, you can certainly do that by going to your user profile. It has all of your past league history in there. You can click on it and see all of our matchups. So you can fucking do that. I don't fucking care. You know, whatever. I had a good team, but we're not going to make the playoffs. So let's get to the actual important stuff rather than two mediocre teams. We only have 2 weeks left. 2 measly weeks left. So let's get to a little wrap on last week. Brett, Paul. Oh, Paul Mentley. You know, this is something to think about over the summer. I've been thinking about what happens when players go out, especially when they go out super early, like Tyreek Hill. That happened with Brian Roberts a couple weeks ago against me with Adam Thielen. It's happened to all of us. I don't have to recount it. But I do wonder, I don't know if we could even do this with Yahoo, since we have such few players. It's like, I don't know, is there a way to have start a backup player and they don't get any points unless the player plays at least that fucking full half, or because it just kind of sucks. Like, Tyreek Hill goes out and then there's no way Paul can win, and it just, I don't know. That's not how it is in real football, right? Aren't we trying to make it a little close to real kind of football? Like, they have backups and shit, so I don't know. It is something that I don't know what to do about. So it's something to think about. But once Tyreek went out, it was pretty much all Brett. He gets to 7 wins, disposes of Paul Mentley, and stays in the playoff hunt. If he would have lost, he would have been sitting out with me. Let's see here. Second game of the week. Gary beats Raul. What? Tom Brady looking like he is in fact older than me. Dalvin Cook has a pedestrian game. The Rams offense apparently is as good as Oshkosh North High School's football team. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. So Raul had an okay game, but it was Gary's team. Drew Brees with a big game. Kamara finally decides to do something. I don't know if I've ever seen this either, but we don't require tight ends, so we just sprinkle them in there from time to time. Oh, Gary's going double tight ends. He is going double TE in this one. If he would have lost, all the games were within like 50 points of each other, so there's not really any good dumb sits. And when there's a bunch of buys like this, it's like, you don't have a choice on who you sit, kind of. So, the loser of this game was going to get dumb sick because Raul did have a DJ Chalk Jr. scoring 2 TDs. So actually, that could be scary for Raul going forward because he could have won that game. But congratulations to Gary, and Raul gets dumb sit. But it was, I had to give it to somebody at this point. So well done, Gary. We'll get to Polar Plunge in just a second. The last one was Brian Roberts. Sticking it to Smash, or more like Smash not showing up on this one. Smash gets nobody over double digits except for Josh Jacobs. Solid game by Brian. He's going to have to win out if he wants a chance at this, as I said. So his slim playoff hopes are still alive. He jumped on the Jets. Brian jumped on the Jets bandwagon as well, snatching up Jamison Crowder, who have a good game. Yeah, solid team for Brian. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he can turn it around. So all the top 3 teams of the league all lost this week. Paul, Smash, and Raul. Guys, anything can happen. Anything can happen week to week, baby. Speaking of anything can happen, Tom gets 110 points, mostly from Jared Allen. Again, this is another thing. This is a tongue-in-cheek idea, but like, points against Miami should be halved. But Allen and Brown whooped him up 60 points. Buffalo team alone got 70 points for Tom. Diggs had a big game. Allen had a big game, and he just crushed Kira. Just crushed her. Almost by 100 points. So $10 high score of the week goes to Tom this week. Congratulations. He also had some bench players who were playing well. So there you go. There you go. Let's start with the Pull or Plunge watch. Very interesting. This might be the most interesting playoffs and Pull or Plunge has been in league history. Because really, I have a shot still to make the playoffs. Really, the only team who doesn't have a shot is Jay at either Pull or Plunge or the playoffs. So that's kind of funny. So his win against me, once again, it's like when Illinois beats Wisconsin. It's like Illinois is just super excited about it because it's their only thing they fucking care about. So Gary with the big win. So we're looking at 4 teams for the plunge here. Gary with the win, jumped them all. Beautiful. Not only that, he got a super high score. So he surpassed Mike's son and Kira, and he's only 9 behind Phil. So good job, Gary. That was a huge win. Mike's son is still right there. He's got 4 wins. The 2 plunge folks have 3 wins. Mike's son is the lowest score in the league at 660 total. And so those are the 4-win teams. We go down to 3 wins. Phil Kosh up by 30 on Kira. So he's keeping that tie break just barely above water. Again, I think Kira's biggest target is going to be Mike's son. She's gonna have to catch up to Mike's son somehow, some way. Woo! But I think Gary with the big win gets him some breathing room. Mike controls his own destiny. You know, if he wins these last 2 games, he's cool as ice. And Phil and Kira are just waddling at the bottom. So, very exciting at the bottom. I love it. I love it. I think last year Ryan had last place scrimpled up going into week 12, I think. Or maybe it was week 13. No, it was 2 weeks early he clinched it. Because he only had like 1 win. So, exciting. Let's talk about the relevant teams. So the playoff picture, again, there's 9 teams going for these 6 slots. I'm going to have to win out to have a shot here because my points are just not high enough to get there on my own. Brian's going to have to win out and get a little bit of help on that 9th spot. Panda is on the outside looking in right now with 6 wins, but not enough points, baby. She was cheering for the Brett loss because if Brett would have lost, it would have put him at 6 wins, and Panda could have jumped him and gotten into the playoffs, but that is not what happened. So the teams right now at 6 wins, 6 seed is Paul Mentley. 5 seed is Mark Mentley with those monster points. Mark Mentley, second most points in the league, so he definitely has the tiebreaker over pretty much everybody there. Then we go to the 7-win teams. Now, Raul's been slipping here. I always kind of like to look at streaks too. Raul has lost 3 in a row. Mark Mentley has won 3 in a row. Panda's won 3 in a row. And Mike's son has lost 3 in a row. So I do remember when Mike's son was 4-4 and I was 4-4, and he was like, "Yeah, we might make the playoffs or whatever." Not happening for you. So so 7-win teams. Raul. He was cozy up there at 7-1, and look what happened. Slippy, dippy. So still has 916 points, so he owns all the tiebreakers. But now is when Brett or Tom's got to make their move. They do have a chance for that second seed and knock Raul out, but he's so high in points that it's going to be tough. You're going to have to beat him with the wins. And then Mark Smash lost 2 in a row as well, and he's still sitting there, 824 points. He's got the tie break on most people. A couple of playoff teams surpassed him, but he is sitting up there with 1 game cushion on everybody. Controls his destiny. If he wins out, he's got that numero uno seed. So it's really Brett who, as we've established, low score, only has 5 more points than Gary, really. But he keeps winning, and he could still get the number 1 seed if a couple things break his way, or he could be out of the playoffs if things don't go his way. So I think Brett's got the most swing here of everybody, but Tom's right up in there. I could see Tom getting a first round bye. We'll see. We'll see, folks. So very exciting. Like I said, we still got, 9 teams are still kind of in it here. So that's always fun going into week 12. All right, let's look at the games. Games of the week. Smash versus Paul Medley. Now, Paul's been losing some games too. He's got to step it up. He does not want to go down to 500. As I said with Mark Smash, he lost 2 in a row recently, but he's sitting up there chirping like a bird, a huge mammoth bird. We'll see what he goes with. I mean, Deshaun Watson having the shitty Sunday game really hurt him against Brian. But Paul's got some buys to deal with this week. Oosk. And is rolling with some... I mean, this is where the depth really comes in, right? Is where when there's a lot of buys, we're later in the season, there's more injuries. So, yeah, Paul's team looking a little rough with the buys and the injuries here. Currently has Evan Ingram and Zach Pascal in there. So, good. I don't know if that's going to cut it against the number 1 team in the league. But, hey, if Paul loses and goes to 500, that's going to scramble a lot of playoff implications there. So, that's a spotlight for you there. Second spotlight game, Mark Medley and Amanda Panda. So Amanda Panda's been hot as well. She's 6-5. She's got a lot of buys to deal with here as well, but she does get back Barkley for this week. Marlon Mack is out, so there's going to be a lot of tinkering from Amanda. Dak Prescott's having a year too. I mean, that's really what's helped Panda get back into this thing. And then Mark Medley, one of the hotter teams in the league as well. So something's got to give here. Panda would really help her case if she can get to that 7th win and knock Mark down to 6 wins. So big game with a lot of playoff implication, folks. Oh, but yeah, Panda's going to have to tinker a lot with this lineup while Mark has got a solid team. Good depth. Eckler's on a bye, but that's pretty much it. So we'll see how they play it, but that is big. If Panda loses, that might knock her out of the playoffs. We'll see. Her scores are, it's pretty good, but not great. And then finally, the toilet matchup of the week. Gary versus Kira. So if Gary wins, he clinches not being last place. Good for you. If Gary wins and Mike's son win, they both clinch it. We have 2 games left, folks, so we can start shoveling some snow on some people here. So big game. If Kira wins, that would be pretty freaking huge because that could get her not only even with Gary points-wise, but also get him up to Mike's son level. Sorry, I burped there. And I was also looking for it. A Kira win would be absolutely huge, and I guess it depends on what Mike's son and Phil Kosh also do, but that's if Gary wins, he clinches not getting last place. So we'll see how that goes. Kira, as we've discussed before, solid team it seems like, but just can't get the breaks. If Kamara really truly is back, if Devontae Adams can really truly be a number one for Gary, he will be able to dig his way out of this. So I do see a Gary win. Oh, I will say I remember, it's fucking weird what we remember, but I do remember I was in an auction battle with Kira on Juju Smith-Schuster, and I think he went for like a good $50. And I was like bidding her. I lost. I was like, all right, I lost it, blah, blah, blah. I spent my money on Mike Evans instead. But whoosh on that one. Jesus Christ, he has been terrible this year. So, hey, when you don't hit on your big boys, you're going to get some scribbles. So there you go. Those are the games, folks. 2 weeks left. OMG. Yeah, I guess that's it. Have a fun week. Like I said, fucking Jay, if you want to fucking look that up, that's fine. I'm not gonna. Peace out, homie.